Oh, there it is. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey girl.
All right, you guys. Welcome to another episode of the KFLO show. This is actually season 3 still. Can you believe it? I've been doing this for 3 years. Ah, Baby, one day we're going to get that 10,000 followers and we're going to start getting some money.
Period.
Or is it 100,000? I think it's 100,000 that you have to get. I don't care. Whatever it is, child. I'm claiming it. All right. If you are watching, please show your love with the likes, tags, and shares. If you are enjoying any part of this conversation, please share, you guys. I need the likes and I need the follows and the shares. I am here to inspire, encourage, and empower you guys to live life better. Hopefully, spread some knowledge, some information of some things. I am a documentary. What do you call it? I don't want to say fiend. What's another word? But I love documentaries.
Connoisseur.
What is it? A documentary connoisseur? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll say that. Yeah, I love documentaries and anything with information. It just my mouth just be like, that's how I be. But anyway, so we're gonna
Mhm.
get into the show today. My guest is Ariana Buckner. You can follow her. Is it still Ari Talks Tech on everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm glad to have you once again. She's a genius. If y'all don't know, she's pure genius. She started building computers at 4 years old. Or was it 12? Was it 12?
It was 12. It was 12. Thank you.
Same thing. So I want to get into this discussion because I named it AI bias, and because I watched this special on Netflix called Coded Bias. And it's about all the AI stuff that's happening and so it's artificial intelligence. So it receives whatever we feed it. It just gathers information. It doesn't have the ability to create its own information, but it creates results based on information that is fed, correct?
Correct.
How that works?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm impressed. I was like, okay.
Okay. She's smart a little bit. She know how to read.
I
She know how
could
to
not
read.
have said it better myself.
Okay, so and the girl, it's only because I watched the documentary. And so I'm watching that, and my eyes are booked, and my mouth is to the floor because I don't know. I just thought it was okay, some computer generated thing of information, but I didn't understand how it works. And I know, don't you produce like AI photos or something like that?
Yeah, I do AI art.
AI art. Okay, so go ahead and just tell the people like what you do and your background because you are so interesting to me. Go ahead, girl.
Thank you. So my name is Ariana. Ari Talks Tech. I am a techie. I work in corporate technology as a program manager by day, and then by night, I also am. I have my own platform on Instagram and YouTube where I teach people ways to make their life better with tech, just tips and trick, whether it's for business or personal. And I also help people understand digital wellness, which is pretty much something we all want to make sure to have on our radar because technology is designed to make us addicted. And that has really negative mental health effects. So I like to spread awareness and ways to help combat technology addiction and mental health issues.
Right. And a whole bunch of other stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
Little
that
other stuff.
yeah, but that's your title. Like that's what you do. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
I just want y'all to know that I am live on Facebook and YouTube right now. So go and listen to this conversation. Y'all need this information, okay? Okay. So I want to get into it. So again, the documentary called Coded Bias. The young black chick who's doing the research name is Joy
But
Bulamwini.
I think that's how you say it. Balawani, something like that.
Balamwini. Anyway, PhD candidate at at MIT.
Mhm.
and she's doing a study on performance of facial recognition. And so what I thought was so interesting was the part where she had the mask, the white mask, and
Yeah.
so the system was only able to detect her face or whatever it's supposed to detect. I don't know tech terminology, so I'm just speaking. But
I'll
the
jump in.
yeah, so they were not able to, whatever it is not able to de-
That's right. Detect her face.
detect her face because of her skin color.
Mhm. Yeah.
Crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it only picked up when she used this white face mask.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
So not only is that's racial, right? Not
Mhm.
only is it unethical, but it's racial. So it's racial bias in
Mhm.
artificial intelligence.
Mhm. Yeah.
You okay? So give me your opinion, your thoughts, like on this, because that's not all of it, but we'll just start
But
there.
yeah, no, that's a great start. And first off, it's important because a lot of people don't really understand how these tools work. So they don't even realize that things like bias exist in these tools. So I'll just say a little bit more from the technical side of how it's working. Um, so what you're saying is it doesn't detect her face. So the reason why is because when you have artificial intelligence, it's just an algorithm. And an algorithm is really just a math equation. So the math equation, you have certain inputs and it gives you an output. If you think like A plus B plus C equals D, right?
Right.
So the inputs is all the data that you train it on. So
Mhm.
training data is just that everyone on the internet, or even you can have your own private data. There's pictures, documents, anything that you can use to create a big enough group of pieces of information to teach the computer how to predict what the outcome is. So when you're doing that with a picture algorithm, facial recognition software, it'll have a picture like this and it's testing what is the likelihood that this is a fill in the blank, right? So if
Mhm.
it showed us a picture right now, what is the likelihood that this is a cat? 0%. What is the likelihood this is a person? 70%. What is the likelihood this is a woman? 80%. That's what it should do. But the thing is, they're training it on data sets that are mostly white people and mostly white males because the internet is just a reflection of real life. And the default in real life is white people and white males. So when it saw something that was a black, dark skinned woman and she has natural hair. So if you're thinking about how European features, it would more likely look at some hair like mine and detect it was a woman versus hair like yours and detect as a woman because for the European features, anything above the shoulders is usually a man.
Right.
So it's seeing her, but it's pretty much saying this isn't a human, which is also another layer I want to make sure it's racial, but it's also dehumanizing, which is
Right.
really concerning.
Yeah, because and just to your point, and we can go back, but just to go back to your point of it's imitating what life really is. It's just like if I used to get so frustrated because I'm a fashion stylist and I don't have any white clients, right? All the clients that I've had are black. Usually the women are plus size, or my guys, I've had maybe muscular, but not I haven't had anybody I've only had one person that's really thin. So when I do a
Hmm.
Google search for an outfit, I have to type
Yep.
in black woman or black man, because if I don't, it's just gonna do all white or Asian
Hmm.
or whatever's prevalent.
Hmm.
But I just find that so frustrating that even Google, as wide and as global and international as Google is, that when you just put in something basic, it's still gonna choose white over a variety.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, so
There's websites, people have to create specific websites of stock photos of Black people because of that. Because you
yeah.
can't just go search for someone and it shows up Black. Especially if I search technology consultant, no
Oh,
one who
zero.
looks like me will show up.
Zero. Ah, I just really, I
It's
hate that.
frustrating.
It's so frustrating. Like, and so I was, and this is off the subject, but still. So I'm
Mhm.
looking at a commercial, and we see it in commercials now. Everybody is more sensitive now. Of course, you see more Black people, in commercials, in the Targets and the makeup commercials, and it is getting better because it has been brought to the attention of. But still, there's some commercials I'm looking at. I'm like, so y'all didn't have you wasn't no Black people in your
Me
area.
too. Me too.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a commercial for a cruise or a club or whatever this y'all gamble or whatever. So it wasn't no Black people in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But the
But
thing
anyway,
is, but one quick thing, because back to the same topic, it's on purpose. Because you can change that.
yeah,
The powers that be can change that, but they don't.
they don't.
So that's what the problem is.
Okay, so let's get back to what you were talking about the forget what you said, but something about it being gender,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because not only is it racial bias, it's gender bias.
Yeah, it's gender bias. It's every bias that exists in our society. So it's going to be racial, gender, religion, education, wealth and poverty line. Everything is skewed in a certain way because all the data, which is the foundation, is skewed in that way as well.
Right. So, and I was seeing that they said that and also on this documentary, they were showing where on something, I don't know, it was Twitter. There was some Twitter thing they had to take it down after 16 hours because
Yeah.
they started spewing out, I don't know, anti-Semitic and racial and all these comments. They had to take it down. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, it was only putting out what it was receiving.
Yes, yes, yes. They said it was an AI like bot that they were testing out.
A
They're
bot.
always doing experiments,
Right.
and pretty much based off of everything that the conversations that are going on Twitter and the trending topics, it
Mm-hmm.
was like a speaking bot like Alexa, and it would just talk. And yeah, after just less than one day,
Not even
it
24
learned
hours.
how to be racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, all that stuff.
Didn't it say something like Hitler is okay or something?
Yeah, it was like I was trying to remember that one too. It was
Hi-
like, what's the big deal about Hitler? Or Hitler was
Hitler.
right or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. I was
You're like, what?
like,
Where did that even come from? Who's talking about Hitler?
right in 2023. But yeah, I just felt yeah, guys, you have to go and watch this documentary. It's
It's
called
good.
Coded Bias on Netflix, and they actually said, which I thought this was very interesting too, that the first conversation of AI was mentioned. I think they said 19 in my notes. I have 1956 at
Hmm.
Dartmouth University math department,
Yep.
which was all white male.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And
And the
so,
other thing too is I will add this because there's another part of it being skewed, which I don't want to excuse anything because I think that when people are developing technologies that are going to affect a lot of people, they have a responsibility to think about all those people and how it will affect them. But what I will say is because I grew up and I went to school in a lot of predominantly white spaces and I studied this in college and it very much looks similar to that today. You also had to think about it from an engineer's perspective or the person creating the algorithm. When you create an algorithm, you're usually trying to answer a question or solve a problem. So the way this started is they were just thinking about things that pertain to them and trying to use math to solve problems that pertain to them and enhance their lives.
mhm.
So the original data was already just this tiny group. Dartmouth is an Ivy League school. That's a
Mhm.
very tiny percentage of the whole population that can even relate to that at all.
Mhm.
And it started to turn into its own thing to where now you see Chat GPT on Instagram. And
Mhm.
now everyone else, cops and the Department of Defense and everyone else is also using this. So it's kind of spiraled into this monster that I don't think anyone intended it to be.
Nope. Because I remember when I first started hearing talk of it, I was like, "Oh my God, I already hate computers. Here comes something else that I gotta figure out." Like I hate computers.
Hmm.
Like my anything that happens in my life revolving technology is always a problem. Kudos to you, but totally on the other side of the
I get
spectrum
it.
with
Yeah.
me, right? And so I was like, now I gotta figure out AI. I ain't even figured out IG, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I never had a Twitter account. I was like, God dog, I'm already behind and y'all adding on more stuff. I'm finna
It's
be
so
50.
many.
It's I'm finna be 50. My brain can't take all that. I can't do all that. So I want to get to the conversation that you said. So, like you said about the algorithm. So there's a lady named who was on the documentary named Kathy O'Neill who studies math and
Mhm.
algorithm. She's also on this team or these people who are trying to get this stuff because it's not regulated. And
Yeah.
so in London, they use secret cameras for facial recognition, and they have this community called the Big Brother Watch Committee, and they have recorded that 98% of the information is incorrect when they are matching, and they are matching innocent persons to
Hmm.
wanted people in their system. 98%
That's
incorrect.
pretty much just don't use it.
Just don't use it because
And really,
all
this
of your information is wrong.
there's a rule in when you're developing algorithms, you're not supposed anything that's not at least 66% accurate, which is two standard deviations,
Mhm.
that's not a usable algorithm. So they're not 66% correct, they're 100% wrong. So that thing
Right.
should have been scrapped. That should never be on the streets to use people at all.
Period. And then they're giving people citations for, because they showed this one guy who walked by and he covered his face. Well, they gave him a citation, wrote him a ticket.
For hiding his face from
Are
that
you
crap.
kidding? Just throw the whole thing away. Throw the whole
And
UK
they
away.
don't even understand it, the people using it. That's another thing. You have to be careful because they're using this thing thinking it's a magic bullet, not knowing it's 98% wrong. And
Well,
they're using it
they know
as an
now.
authority. Well,
Right.
now they know, but
They know.
at first they're using it to find people on the street. You're supposed to use that as one tool, right? Maybe the
Mhm.
algorithm flags you, and then we do our own investigation to determine
Right.
if it's right or wrong. Not just the algorithm does it, and then we go and citations and shoot and ask questions later.
Right. Pretty much the way they do everything anyway. So then they pulled the little black boy over. I think he was 14 years old. And it,
Mhm.
recognized him as a criminal or wanted something. He's 14. I was like, when I tell you this documentary blew my mind, I was
I was
so
triggered.
yeah, I was about to say I was so pissed when I
Yeah.
finished watching it. I'm like, this makes no sense. As if white on black crime is not bad enough. Now you got technology added to the equation. It's like God, just
Yeah.
I just want to leave the country.
Blexit.
Right. Let me just go somewhere else where y'all not doing all this is
Yeah.
foolishness. So what was another thing they have? So that they said in Hong Kong, police are using these
Mhm.
same cameras to track protesters, and they also have to agree to facial recognition to access everything, like their internet, to buy groceries, to ride the bus. That like they have
Mhm.
everything is done by facial recognition. I wouldn't make it. I don't
Yeah.
even know how is that even legal.
Well, because they're totally different. They have that social credit system, they have something because they're connected to everything. They have a credit score for like their like good citizenship.
Right, 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 right. I
So they're on a whole other level. It's like that book 1984, which they just banned from the schools, which I thought was very interesting because
what is
it's
1980?
very similar.
What's
Oh,
1984 about?
1984.
I
Everybody,
remember the
please
movie,
read
but I
it.
don't think I watched. I don't remember.
Everybody read it or watch the movie because everybody look up the banned book list and read all the books because everything that they're trying to take out of these libraries is stuff we need to be paying attention to.
For sure.
1984 is a book about, it was written a while ago. It was written like in the 60s or something, so it was futuristic. It may
Mm-hmm.
have been even before that by George Orwell. Anyway, it's about this version of life and of America where everything is watched. And there's people watching you everywhere you go. This is before technology too, so you have to think that it was very sci-fi, advanced,
Mm-hmm.
dystopian. But there's a TV in your house that if you do something wrong, it talks to you. If you have a bad conversation that's outside of the rules, they come and they'll take away your spouse if they say something against the state. All it's a very it seemed really crazy. I remember even we read it in high school. It seemed very crazy to me, and it seems more and more very accurate, honestly, because that's the type of things that they can do these things with. Like a lot of people aren't familiar with the Internet of Things, and that is just the fact that everything we have is connected to the Wi-Fi now.
Mm-hmm.
Washers, dryers, refrigerators, phones, obviously, computers. Your Alexa bot is listening when it's off. All this data is being collected and stored somewhere. And just like I said originally with the math equation, it does add up to some sort of conclusion depending on what questions people are asking. So anything you do or say ever, like, can be used against you, pretty much is the gist of the book.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen some movies like, but see, that's another one I will add to the list. That's just like there's this movie called Black Mirror. I didn't watch the
Mm,
whole series, but just the first episode, this lady's watching her whole life as it's
yeah,
being played out. I'm like, how was this even possible?
it's trippy. Yeah.
And then my mind is trippy because my mind goes, now what crazy person thought of this? And because
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like you literally like I'm watching and I'm like, I don't understand
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, the world is yeah, technology is now I know some good comes out of it, but before we get to the good, let's finish all the bad. So over 117 million people in the US have their faces in a facial recognition network, Facebook, Instagram, to police without regulation that have not been audited for accuracy.
Hmm.
Again, y'all using this stuff and it's not accurate. It's
Yeah.
117 million people. So there was one and on the documentary that it was in a lower class neighborhood,
Yeah. The
right?
apartment building. Hmm.
And they replaced the key fobs with facial recognition. And that was the one where the young girl, what's her Joy went, she went
Hmm.
all the way to, is it the Supreme Court? Am I saying that right?
I think so.
And she went to the higher ups to get this
Hmm.
removed from this apartment because it's a violation of their rights.
Yeah, and no one consented to that. That's probably why she won, because in technology regulation, it's all about consent. But unfortunately, a lot of us are signing away a lot of consent as well, because you have to, anytime when you sign up for something and it says read terms and agreement and you click
Mhm.
OK just because you just want to get started,
Right.
there's a lot of really scary stuff in there. And I do
Yep.
it too, and I know, but
Oh, we
I
all
need
do.
to use my phone. So
Yeah. We all do. When you sign up for an app or anything you sign up, it says it allow access to all of your photos, videos, emails, content. I'll be like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
well, no, but I need this app. So
yeah.
okay. So
Mhm.
everything has access to everything. So
But this is the
Ooh,
thing too about that. A quick tip, you guys, for your privacy. Most of these apps, you don't need to allow. So when it asks, click deny first. If you try to use the app and then it doesn't work, then click allow, but only allow the specific thing it needs you to allow. Like a lot of times when it pops up, we don't really read what it's saying, but it's not, it makes it look like you have to click and accept everything, but
yeah,
there's usually just one tiny thing you need to accept, and everything else they're just trying to get access to so they can sell your data.
facts. Well, because I've hit not allowed before too, and then it says, well, you can't download
Yeah,
whatever the app is. So
yeah. Depending on the app and what the permission is, it won't work, but I always try to default to deny, and then if it doesn't work, then I'll allow.
okay, good tip, good information. So this was another thing I want to talk about. I think it was two more things. So the apartment complex, and then one of the ladies said that they test out these products in lower income communities first to see if they work.
Mhm.
Right. And then if they work and it's good, then they push them out, because somebody was trying to say that, well, they use these technologies in the more affluent neighborhoods. And, if they work there, then it's a go for everything. But they test them out on the lower class communities first
Yeah.
without authorization, without,
Yes. No control over yourself being a guinea pig.
right. And so, well, then, okay, well, it did good over here with the black neighborhood. So it's a go. We gonna, go ahead. Okay, but then what if it didn't work?
There's a lot that doesn't. The other thing about technology and AI is this thing called A/B testing, which you have to do to always make the algorithm better and better and approach 100% accuracy as much as you can. So we're like, if you've logged into any social media account, you've been tested on. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
Like they show different people different things and they get access to different things from different people just to test and see if it works against all of our consent.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things we've been exposed to that don't work or we shouldn't have been exposed to, or just a number of things. And it's just they just do it and ask forgiveness rather than permission.
Yeah, it made sense to me when one of the ladies said that AI is mathematical, not ethical.
Mm-hmm.
True statement. And she said there wasn't, I can't even remember, it was one of the PhDs on there, but said that an insurance company study found that the algorithm used by United Health Group prioritized medical care for healthy white patients over sick black patients.
Does that sound
Again.
familiar? Yeah. Honestly, the scariest part about AI is the fact that it doesn't have emotions, because we all know what you just said. We all know that's happened. That's just based off of real data. If a I've been at the doctor and seen this happen, or I've been in pain or asked for something from a medical professional and not gotten it. While I
Mhm.
know people who are going for minor things and are getting all these prescriptions and specialist recommendations. So the AI is just repeating what it's already been given, but
Right.
it's even scarier because AI doesn't have emotion. It'll do it times like a million. Like, whereas if it's a real person, and even if, let's say, it's a white person and they're observing discrimination, they'll have an internal struggle where they maybe will speak up or they maybe will try to give you something to help you. But the AI will never do that because it's not based on emotion or being a human.
Because it can't. Okay, so what are the good things about AI?
So there's a lot of good stuff about AI. The best thing about AI is that it can help you save time, right? It can help you free up your mind from very repetitive things you have to do, or kind of mind numbing things you have to do, it can do all of that for you, and you can free up your mind for more creative or critical thinking tasks. So I think the best way to use AI is like as a partner, or think of it as an assistant in some way, depending on what you need. If you're a social media person and you need to do a lot of content writing, you can use the AI as like an assistant to give you a first draft or a first few drafts, and then you just have to tweak it instead of spending hours writing and rewriting something. So I think AI is good for things like that, but it's important to always have a human reviewing anything and everything that AI is doing, because
Mm.
it's usually wrong. Honestly, it's usually wrong, and people don't realize that.
But people out here writing whole books with AI.
Yeah, because you have to edit it. So you can draft your chapter, or you can ask the AI what's a good hook? What's a good first chapter? What's a good intro if I'm writing a book about digital wellness? And it'll give you some ideas. Then you need to go and write it. But I can tell when I'm reading something, I can tell if it's completely AI generated.
Yeah. I'm
It's not
starting to
going to
see
hit.
I'm starting to see stuff now, like comments and stuff. I'm like, that's not a real person. Is it- This is scary to me. It is so scary. But at the same time, like I'm on the fence because, well, if it can help me write a book, like, so this lady asked me to write a fashion article, right? I've never written a fashion article. I know a lot about fashion, but not in like technical sense. And so
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm wondering if I should like, because I
That
did
would be
download the
great.
app. When I first heard about it, I was like, oh, this one more thing I need to get. And so I downloaded the AI something. It's on my phone. Don't know how to use it. But I was like, oh, I got the AI. Maybe I can go to the AI app and ask it, how do I write? But then how do you know that's not plagiarism though? Because it's just pulling data that's already out there.
So that's a good question. One, I think that's a really good use of the AI. And I think you can get a bomb article out with it. But you have to take into consideration, if you're talking about ChatGPT doesn't even have up to date information. It's pulling from an internet data source from 2017.
Okay, yeah, Chat
So
GPT. Okay, yeah, that's what I meant.
yeah, so that already, that's another reason why I say you have to check it. You have to fact check it. And you can even ask, the way you get around plagiarism is don't plagiarize, right? Ask the AI thing, don't ask it to write it for you, ask it to assist you. So let's say you have your fashion article. Do you already have a topic, or do you need help choosing a topic?
Yeah, I need help from A to Z.
That's perfect for AI, because what the AI do, it'll look into what's trending and what people need to know about. So I would tell the AI, I would literally type, I always say hi, I don't know why, but I would type, hi, I need to write a fashion article for a magazine. I'm a stylist and I'm struggling with a good topic for the article. Then it'll give you a list of, these are things that most people struggle with or want to read about in fashion. And then there's a lot of tweaking. Let's say there's five and probably two of them are good options. So
Hmm.
then you'll say, I like these two options. Give me some more similar topics like this. So then that's how you work in conjunction with the AI. So then let's say you guys together agree on a good topic. Okay. Then you say, okay, how should I outline this article so it's very engaging? It'll tell you, it'll say, okay, start with a hook, start with a story, start with a quote. First sentence should be about a real life fashion flaw or something. And then you go and you say, oh, yeah, I remember when it was a big trending topic when this person wore this to the Met Gala or something. That's when
Hmm.
you go in and you actually write about it. Then you go find the pictures from that year of the Met Gala and you put the real details in. So you're still writing the article. The AI is just assisting you on the parts that you're not good at. And plagiarism is just copying someone's work. No one has done that work before, so you're not copying.
Okay, so AI is different from Chat GPT.
ChatGPT is an AI.
Oh, it is an
It's a
AI.
type of AI. Yeah.
Okay, so to do what you just said, all that you just said, I would use Chat GPT.
Yes, you just
Okay.
type those things in just like that. Yeah, I want to see the article, honestly.
I'll
Yeah.
get right on that. Okay, let's see. What else do we want to cover here? Did I have any more facts, keys about this? I'm telling you, this documentary was
I know. I
crazy.
was so triggered. And it was crazy you sent that to me because that's what I was saying. When I graduated, I was looking at going to grad school to be someone who helps with this technology policy because that's really what the issue is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what's happening and they're doing it on purpose, but there's no rules and regulations in place. So
Hmm.
I was going to go to school to do technology policy and like advocate for us.
Okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
are you gonna do that still?
I don't know. I've
I
been
think you
thinking
should.
about it lately.
It's not enough of us in that field.
I know.
Not enough.
I just
Because
think I would have to go to law school. I'm
oh, you
scared.
would?
If
Oh,
I had to do like policy making, I think I would. But it depends on the grad program. There's different ones.
yeah.
But we need it.
We do. We are, and we, especially Black women, we need that because
Yeah.
we're the ones that are not in the technology field.
Yeah.
It's
We need
us.
someone to advocate for us.
We do. We need more engineers. We need more medical doctors. We need more Black women in a lot of these fields. And even I waited a whole year even just to get an appointment with a Black doctor because so
Mm.
she was so far booked out.
No.
But I just refused. I got tired of going to the Indian doctors, the male
Yeah.
doctor. I was like, let me try something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
And sad to say she's not that much more better, but
No.
a
That's the
little.
worst.
Well, let me not say that. It's just probably maybe her mannerisms, maybe.
I got you.
The office is kind of real cheeky, laid back. They in there cracking jokes, and I'm like, I'm nervous because I got to have a pelvic
Yeah.
exam, and y'all in here laughing and cracking jokes, and like this is very like I hate coming here for this. So
Yeah.
I don't think anybody outside. I shouldn't be able to hear anybody laughing and joking when you about to.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah. I
part I
feel
don't
you
like.
on that.
So I can't say that she's a bad doctor or it's a bad, facility or whatever. It's just that part of it that I don't like that.
Yeah. The whole experience. The
Yeah,
doctor experience is like, it's a lot. Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot. So I'm like, I already don't want to be here. And for y'all to be cracking jokes and talking about what you finna eat for lunch, I don't want to hear
Yeah.
that. I just don't. But
I
yeah,
feel you.
okay, so you gave us some good things about the A. Is there anything else you want to tell us about this world of technology and what you're doing and your thoughts and opinions on anything?
I mean,
You
I
want
would
to share?
just, yeah, I would just give people like just a little bit of things to think about. And the main thing is we can talk about what's wrong with technology all day and all night, but technology is only a tool. It's not a thing in itself. People
Mm-hmm.
have ideas and then they use technology to bring the ideas to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And a lot of people with a lot of money who don't look like us have already been using it for since 1957. So I think a better use of our energy for everyone, even if you are really terrible at technology, if you hate technology, get on YouTube, practice more, delete 80% of your apps and only use the 20% that actually add value to your life and get really good at them because this is something that is really important for all people, but especially Black people to take on and to take on fully and to integrate it into as much of your life as possible because that's what everyone else is doing. And regardless of how we feel about it, there's real life implications like the wealth gap, like the education gap, like the income gap. There's
Yep.
real life implications that technology is making all of those gaps wider at a faster rate.
Yes.
So if you don't get on board, you will be left behind. And I think that's a really hard reality that
It
we
is.
don't want to talk about. But I think it's more important to talk about it, feel uncomfortable, struggle with it, learn it, give it up, struggle with it, learn it. It'll take years. I've been doing this since I was 12 to get good at it. Okay. So it'll take a while. But as my mom would say, it behooves you to
Hmm.
at least figure out one thing and get really good at it and figure out how you can make your life 10 times better using technology, and don't give up, because that's what everyone else is doing. And if you don't, you'll be so far behind that there's no possibility of catching up in a very short time.
Yeah. I 1000% agree. Do I have a comment? Janelle, interesting stuff. Thank you, Miss Janelle. Yeah, we are on here talking about some serious things. So I'm gonna applaud you for saying that, because I'm one of those people that I'm like, if I have to learn one more thing,
Yeah.
I
It's
like
overwhelming.
it's so I'm seriously on burnout right now. I'm all the way on burnout. That's why I haven't
Mhm.
written an article, because I've been doing so many other things. And I was like, this article is just one more thing that I have to figure out how to
Yeah.
do. And social media all by itself is just one big crazy. I haven't posted anything. I'm supposed to be promoting my style and business, and supposed to be
Social
doing a
media,
post every single day. I'm supposed to be doing a post. It's been a week. I ain't not one post. I'm
honestly, I'm boycotting
tired.
social media.
I'm
It's
so
too much.
tired. It's too much. But then how else do you succeed? Because we're not in the world of
I
paper
know.
resumes anymore.
I know.
You can't no longer walk in and hand, your little pretty paper. Don't nobody care about that.
Yeah.
It's what's your Instagram? What you doing?
I know people don't even ask for numbers anymore. They ask for IG.
That's it. What's your
I
IG?
feel so old sometimes. I'm like, why? Just text me.
Oh, look, as old as I am, I'm doing the same thing. When I start talking about it, I'll be like, you got an Instagram account?
Well, now I do it because I don't want to seem not cool, but
Right. I'm with it. I'm hip.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
with
like, wait, what's your IG?
it because I'm so cool that I have an Instagram,
Yeah, I know I'm hip.
and I still have a Facebook account. Like I have
Yeah.
more followers on Facebook than I do on Instagram.
Yeah. I go back and forth. Like I just have to focus on one or two at a time. And I'm sorry, but I get to the notifications when I get to them because it gets very overwhelming very fast. And it's designed to suck you in. And I feel sick. It's like a diet and you go and gorge on McDonald's. Like I just be feeling sick sometimes when I get off of social media.
Yes, it's so draining. Even the funny stuff, because I'll go, and on TikTok, and so because it knows what I like, so it continues to send me the videos that I like, and so I like baby videos. So I'm just up, and I'm just cracking up at babies until I just can't laugh no more. I was like, I got to turn this off and go to sleep.
Yeah,
But it's still, I'm draining, and they tell you do not be on social media before you go to bed, because it's gonna
I
keep your
still do it.
brain going.
Yeah,
And what we
yeah,
do,
I still do
scrolling
it.
in the
I
bed,
still do
scrolling.
it. What I did start doing, I started taking my own advice because I got a new phone, and that was what the problem was. I turned on sleep mode. So it turns everything to grayscale at a certain time at night.
Mhm.
So even if I stay on it, the blue light isn't getting into my brain and messing with my sleep rhythms and stuff. So we all struggle with it. It's everywhere. You can't get away from it. It's just like trying to make it as minimal of a problem as possible.
Mhm. Okay. Well, thank you, ma'am, for coming on. This has been great for me. I'm like, I don't know about you, but I had a great time.
Me too. Me too. I love when we do this. It's so fun. Yeah, and even just you sending me that documentary, like it just got me thinking about all these things I haven't thought about in a while. I really am. I'm gonna apply to grad school since you said that. I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna
Yeah,
apply because I just
yeah.
feel in my spirit like, and I've been just asking and praying for a lot of direction in my life, and I feel really passionate about this.
Okay. Yeah. If you feel passionate about it, then you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's some things that I right now feel extremely passionate about, and I've been struggling with. But where it's gonna bring me some money, because I'm used to getting a check every,
Baby,
every
passion don't pay that rent ever.
passion don't pay
They
the
will never charge the passion account.
never. Yeah, if I could pay everything on passion, listen,
I'll be 6 months paid up.
honey, I'm ahead of the game. If I can pay it in love, y'all take love checks. But anyway, girl, thank you. I have enjoyed this. Thank you so much. I love your brain. I love how your brain works. So we definitely need you in these type of
Thank
positions.
you.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. So thank you again. I enjoyed it, and I guess I will talk to you soon. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream. And
Yes.
we had, she said, what was the name of the documentary? Let me see if I can put it in the notes. It's called Coded Bias. I'm gonna try to put it in the notes. Let me see if it'll let me type it.
Yeah. Coded Bias on Netflix.
Bias on. It was not letting me type earlier. Oh, there it goes. Okay, if not, I'll reach out to her Facebook. Okay, cool beans, Miss Ari. I will talk to you soon. Enjoy your weekend and your new hair.
Thank you.
Transition, what man, whatever the transition is, honey, I wish you well and I wish you the
Thank
best.
you. Thank
All right.
you.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.